Hi, this is Alex of the German symphonic metal band Liv's Eyes, and you're listening to the Blood Chat with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International. And I want to congratulate you guys. 13 years in business on the radio. Wow. Keep on rocking.
Alexander, thank you very much for taking time out for this interview. It's a great honor to have you here on the Blood Chat show with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Thank you. I'm very happy to take part in this now. And if I hear Vampire, reminds me on my dark side, because my grandfather was from Transylvania, and we made with Atrocity the album Blood in the middle of the 90s.
I'm looking forward to go to Transylvania. Couldn't go yet.
All righty. We even filmed a video in Transylvania on the castle with Atrocity back then. Yeah, you have to check it out. It's called Blood. Yeah, that is something you can check out if you're interested in that.
I've been going to Europe so many years, and I was so close. I was like in Budapest. I said, okay, let's move a little farther. I want to reach to Transylvania, but the time expired. I needed to go back to my country, so I was so sad I couldn't reach to see my castle.
Yeah, it's very nice. Part of my family is from there. It's called Siebenbürgen, like the German name for Transylvania. So there were a lot of Germans also living from German ancestors living there. Yeah, that's why there's also connection. But anyways, now we talk about Vikings, right? That's the other side of mine.
Alexander, you are a very well-known and a successful musician born in Germany, where you formed the band Atrocity back 1985, and also work as a sound engineer at your own master sound studio, produced bands like Elise, Liv's Eyes, Erben for Shop Van, and many more. Liv's Eyes was born in 2003 when you, guitarist Alexander Krull, and singer Liv Kristine met while she was still fronting Theater of Tragedy, and you, Atrocity. After your marriage, you have announced your musical union with Liv Kristine, quitting Theater of Tragedy to join you, Alexander, and the rest of Atrocity lineups, and Liv's Eyes was formed, debuting the band's album Lovelorn in 2004. Together, you have toured through over 50 countries, 5 continents, countless tours and shows, and have recorded 6 albums. And on April 15, 2016, the band have announced the parted ways with the Norwegian singer Liv Kristine, and she was replaced with Elina Siirala, Finnish vocalist who lived in London, England. My question is, what was the reason the band ended the collaboration with Norwegian vocalist Liv Kristine, Alexander?
Well, this is now interesting because you made this kind of introduction, right? Yeah, well, sometimes it's happening in life that people go separate ways. And yeah, it happened that Liv wanted to leave the band, and we had really serious talks about it over a certain amount of time. Then, yeah, we had to find a new singer, which was Elina Siirala, the perfect match for us. And we are very happy to work together with her. And Liv's Eyes is now going on with, 10 new singles we made. Now the second album with Elina, and I don't know how many videos, maybe 6 or 7 now, and touring around the world. And yeah, it's great that we have Elina, and she was capable to do such a fantastic job with us, also on tours and in the studio. And yeah, now we have the new album, The Last Viking, coming out in about almost 1 week or 10 days or something. So, yeah, we are looking forward to the new release, and we are very happy with the result of the new album.
Okay, but don't reveal too much yet, because there's a lot of questions still coming, okay?
All right, sure. Ready for this.
Alexander, the breakage between the band and Liv back in 2016 was devastating news to fans and medias. But at the time, I remember that you had this album out, Kings of Kings. How was the response from fans, towards this album after the breakage with Liv?
Yeah, we were touring already for that, and the album was a great album. Yeah, it just happened. What can I say? And yeah, the reaction from the fans in the beginning was like, of course, there was sadness and stuff like that. Oh, okay. But sometimes happening like that, it's people going different ways. So we were actually touring period of King of Kings was not over, and making a new EP back then in 2016, Fires in the North, together with Elina. We were playing all these festivals, headlining Wave Gothic Treffen in Germany, which is the biggest Gothic and metal festival, playing the full metal cruise, also going in America on tour with Sonata Arctica for 7 weeks or something like that. Doing all great things. So yeah, what can we say? It continued for us.
Okay, that's very great to hear all the success that Elina has brought into the band, but especially for fans that don't know the story so much. I mean, the band replaced Liv Kristine with this Finnish vocalist, as I said, Elina Siirala, whom have a bachelor degree in classical singing and have moved over to England to study contemporary vocals. Elina has also formed a melodic metal band back then in England, Alienation, whom was renamed to Angel Nation. How did you and the band decided on Elina Siirala to become Liv Kristine's successor as the band new front woman?
Well, yeah, that was very good that she was playing like on 2 shows in England where also Liv's Eyes was playing. One was the Dames of Darkness Festival, if I remember correctly. I think we were headlining this one, and she was there with her band. And then the other one was like when we played in London, she was supporting. So we faced the situation that we need a new vocalist. I know all the tragic and the drama and everything which you kind of said here after such a long time. It was a very, very careful decision made who could be the new singer, of course. But we had also to react very fast, and we wanted to continue. So that's just like a kind of brainstorming after we had faced the situation. Okay, we need a new singer. So what would be the best choice for it? Yeah, so Elina came back into our mind, and I was like, I think there was a singer, which was fantastic. Maybe we should ask her. We have also friends around the scene. I know many female-fronted bands and friends with a lot of singers in the genre, like Taya, Doro, Elise, many other, Simone Simmons, Charlie from Delane. I know them all. They're also good friends. We could also go and ask for help, let's say, to ask someone if they could temporarily help out to help us with shows and tours and stuff like that. But we were actually thinking the best would be to find someone. If it would need more time, we would have to wait. Or maybe we are lucky, and we were lucky to find someone to fit into the band and wants to do this also with the band. Yeah. That was like Elina. It was like winning the lottery or something like that. But the thing is, for us, that's really now almost 5 years back in time. I know that some people still want to talk about it, as you. That's okay, I respect that. But for me, it's like, in the rest of the band, we're looking to the future and not always to the past.
Okay. Very great. But talking about the future and the past, 2 years back, Liv's Eyes have released their 7th studio album. I'm talking about this great album, Sign of the Dragon Head. This was the band's first full-length album with the new singer, new front lady. I'm talking about Elina. Yes, how has this band been received? How was everything gone with the release of this great album, Sign of the Dragon Head, with Elina as the front lady?
Actually was really good, I have to say. First of all, we made this EP, Fires in the North, like I mentioned, and that was already really great experience also in the studio. So we were very confident that we can write great songs and do something, like Son of the Dragonhead, like a powerful album together with Elina, because, her voice and all that fits the sound very, very good of Liv's Eyes. Yeah, I think for that time, we were like almost permanently on tour. I remember very well. Something we cannot do in the moment, sadly. We had like the feel like, how you say that when you come back from a tour, you have this push and feedback from the fans, which was very positive, that we were receiving a lot of great feedbacks and meeting fans after the gigs and so forth. So that was really cool for us as a push to write this album. I guess that the majority of the fans were very happy as well.
That album very proved that Elina is not just a beautiful lady, but she's very, very talented.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to see it also like that in Liv's eyes, it demands also quite a range of abilities, of skills also, because we have, of course, we have powerful songs, but we have also the very emotional side, like having ballads and stuff like that too. Atmospheric songs, sometimes also folk-inspired music where you use a different kind of feel into the sound and in the songs. Yeah, that needs also, the right person to do that.
Alexander, we are about to go over for this great release, the band's 8th full-length studio. And for this brand new album, you has brought in Micki Richter on board as a new guitarist for both bands, Liv's Eyes and Atrocity. What have made you, bring back Micki on board in replacement of Pete?
Yeah, I mean, Micki was touring with us anyway. He was a session guitar player. By the way, also playing, as we talked about it, Liv's solo band. Yeah, Pete, actually, he's a friend of us in his daily job. No freedom to tour. So he said it's not possible for him to go on the road. That was really a bummer. And as Micki was also helping to replace and always was also, how you say, that kind of person who wanted to participate with actually both bands. And he's from our area and it's fantastic. And we were having already so many tours together. And so that was the logical step. And they also know each other. We also toured together with Micki and Pete. But Tosso couldn't come along with us. So that was not, how you say that, in a way that we kick someone out and then another one. No, not at all. So yeah, it was more like a natural thing that Micki would continue, and he is very motivated, is a great guy, and we're having a great time together, I have to say, really. And he was also very helpful with some other things always, so we knew that's really a good guy for us to have him in the lineup, and also a fantastic guitar player. He plays a lot of the solo guitars on the new album, The Last Viking, and it was a great time together recording, and we hope we can play again soon together on stage as well.
For fans to know, the band current lineup is Elina Siirala, female vocals, you, Alexander Krull, harsh vocals, Thorsten Bauer, guitarist, Micki, as we say, Richter, doing the guitar, Thorsten Bauer doing the guitar and doing bass. You have Joris, Nijenhuis doing the drum.
Exactly. Actually, Joris is next room. He's from the Netherlands, and he's now at the studio because we want to film the next video clip upcoming weekend. Fingers crossed we can manage it because of the situation what we're facing here.
I need to talk to Joris. As you know, Metal Messiah Radio, this international metal radio, has DJ station for all over the world, and station in the Caribbean for the Dutch Antilles. I mean the Dutch.
All right.
Islands.
That's awesome. I think he's just on the phone with his girlfriend from Switzerland. But if you want, I can ask him later.
No, we continue because, Dustin, tell me, you have so many times to talk to Alexander, so you get your act together to go very fast to this interview. So we're already halfway, I think, what the time Dustin gave me. So I have to hurry up, and I don't want you to answer all my questions. Okay, Alexander, with Kings of Kings released back in 2015 and Sign of the Dragon Head in 2018, the new album, The Last Viking, is Liv's Eyes' third release with AFM Records. I must say thanks to my friend Dustin Hartman of AFM Records for this interview. After having released 5 consecutive great albums with Napalm Records, Lovelorn, Vinland Saga, New York, Murdered, and Symphonies of the Night, how has the Napalm era been, Alexander?
I think it was the right label partner for us when we started the band. I remember because, as you said, with the background of the Atrocity band and also with the background of the former singer Liv, with Liv's Eyes, a formation which had left a footprints in the business, let's say. There were also labels like Nuclear Blast very interested and actually also wanted to sign Liv's Eyes as well. For us, was also important when we start with a band like this. It's not a project. It's not a solo project. It's not a project of a band with a guest singer or something like that. You know what I mean? It was a real band with members. So it was not something created or something like casting bands or stuff like that. So for us, it was really important that we could have a label partner which believes in the visions of us, which was very clear that we wanted to make music symphonic with folk influences in the way that we can express Norse mythology and stories about nature and in all this kind of, let's say, artistic freedom. You know what I mean? So for us, it was with the Napalm Records years was really the right way to start up. We were like one of the top bands of the label for many years. And I have also to say with AFM Records, when we started a new era with a new label partner, it started also with based on someone I know very good. It's Jochen, the owner of AFM, Jochen Richter. And he is actually an old friend of mine as well. Somebody I know since my youth days. And also from my times when I was working myself in record labels, he was also the partner in distribution. So when he was asking me, hey, we would like to work with Liv's Eyes and give you the right impact for the band. And let's say a new push, you know, if you have a new label partner, it's always like a new push and stuff like that. And yeah, that was also a very good decision to continue with AFM and having this great label behind us, having a very good working relationship as well with the whole staff.
Alexander, talking about AFM Record, how are the support so far being of this great label in support of this great new album so far, I mean, to be released this coming October 23rd?
As you know, the times are a little bit difficult at the moment. We still were looking for possibilities to keep the release schedule. We had to delay the album. It was supposed to come out in August already, but that was a mission impossible because we couldn't do any videos. We had problems with bringing people together. And so also our release show at the Summer Breeze Open Air in front of 40,000 people. That was the plan, actually, to start off with the new album with a big show with Vikings on stage, pyro effects and all that stuff. Well, did not happen, couldn't happen. But we still decided for the label and the band would be the best. We still released that album in this year just to do it, to go out. I remember because we were facing a studio lockdown, let's say, in the end phase of the production of The Last Viking. So there was like the COVID-19 taking over the world. We were actually lucky that we were not on tour. We were coming back from the 70K and we knew, okay, after the cruise, we will go to the studio and finish the album. But then we were not expecting like this catastrophic situation. But we were really in a studio lockdown. So Joris just made it. He has a Swiss girlfriend. He just made it over the border to Germany. 1.5 hours later, the border was closed. It was really serious. Also, Elina came over here and we were like all together for 6 weeks. Lockdown in the studio. But that also was in a way positive for us because everything was stripped down to one thing. That was our music, our friendship, the band members being together, the family, holding together in these crazy times. And I mean also the metal family. I mean also the fans. I mean also the support from everyone and so forth. And that's what I think is very important for us nowadays. When we give something also back to the people, which is our music. This is the gift we have for the fans. This is the joy and the pleasure that people can live with our music. We are artists. That's what we do. In the moment we cannot play. We cannot play festivals. We cannot travel the world like we are used to.
We miss you.
And we miss you guys too. But that was also important that we keep the schedule for the record. We were really doing everything. You have no idea. I was also working on a 95-minute documentary, The Viking Spirit. Maybe we talk about it later. But the thing is, all this work, all this, let's say, blood, sweat and tears. I spent day and nights to finish the album. because under the circumstances we had a lot of things we have to improvise and also to finish all the videos and documentary for the label that they can get it out there. And now it's coming out. We are very happy, and we had so much support also from the Viking scene. You know, I'm a sword fighter. I'm a Viking reenactor, so I have a lot of friends in the Viking scene. I go to events, I go to tournaments, I go to battles, I go medieval markets and all the kind of things. And I know a lot of people from that scene, and they were so helpful also. They said, Alex, we're going to support you. We help you to finish your opus.
Alexander, it's talking about this great new album. The first single of this great The Last Viking was The Dark Love Empress, released in the middle of August, a video directed and produced by Matteo Vidiva, Fabiani, and Chaira Kemari, followed by Chain of the Horns last September 20th. Video directed, produced by Grupa 13. Is there anything you like to share with us about how the process of the making of these videos have been?
Sure. That was one part of the story, that we had to wait until we could go out and film these videos, because in Switzerland and also in Poland, there are other companies and there were the videos filmed. So we had to, actually, it was planned to film both at a separate weekend, let's say, right? So we had to wait until the travel ban was lifted and we could travel again. So we made it all at once. So we went to Switzerland, made the Dark Love Empress video. It was Elina and me, while the rest of the band gathered. And then we met them on the way to Poland, where there was the other castle where we filmed the second video. So the video is also connected with each other. So it's also actually quite interesting that we filmed them both at the same weekend, but like 16 hours travel or something in between. Yeah, what we did also, you see that crown, which Elina finds in the video. That was crafted from one of my Viking friends under, how you say it, like a blueprint from the Empress Zoe from the Byzantine Empire. That was really great. That his name is Ivar, by the way. He could do this. It was fantastic. We could use that, and that we tell the story behind the crown, like the history of the crown in the second video. So that was the idea.
To continue, The Last Viking is the 2020th monumental piece of Liv's eyes. The settling of the symphonic metal masterpiece couldn't be more tremendous, with their co-op albums Vinland Saga 2005 and Kings of Kings in 2015. They already turned live Ericsson's Discovery of America and the Life of Norway's First King into music. Now Liv's eyes brings the Viking saga to their bombastic finale. Alexander, you invited Ocean Symphonic Metal Band, the Vision of Atlantis frontwoman Clementine Delaney on board. How was the collaboration with her gone?
It was fantastic to work with Clementine. She's an old friend as well, so we also toured together several times. She was with another band supporting Liv's eyes and also with Visions of Atlantis. So there was like an old idea that she would join us on the record. Now it was time for that, for the Black Butterfly song. And again, the pandemic. We had to wait until she could leave from Lyon to Marshall Sound Studio in Germany. So the borders were closed in between France and Germany too. Actually, the master of the album was already delivered to AFM Records, and then Clementine came, and in the last second we could exchange the song, because in these times nothing is safe. So, right, we had to make the best plan, and it was really, really cool. I have to say that finally everything worked out and we are so happy. It's fantastic also, like the ladies sing together, like Elina and Clementine, because they have also fantastic merging with the vocal styles.
You know, when I hear the album, the whole album is so, I want to thank Thorsten once again for handing me over the album. We only playing the promotional songs so far, but I could hear the album myself. And when I hear this, the Black Butterfly, and seeing you guys three singing together, the collaboration between you and the ladies are so tremendous. I really congratulate you guys for such a great work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah. Just wanted to say also, like, that it's so important also that you have, like, Clementine is such a great singer and has such a variety also with her vocal style, that you have somebody you can work this out, in these times also. That somebody would come here and to the studio, it's already a challenge these days. So we were very happy, and I'm so grateful, like you too, that this version is now from Black Butterfly. It's very refreshing for the album, as we released that one already as an EP, but now it's another version. It has another vibe. And I think like the whole album with the whole variety and let's say the epic demand of this great Viking saga. And by the way, the saga of Hardrada is probably the most epic Viking saga. And it was the end of the Viking age when he died. But it doesn't mean it's the end for us to deal with Vikings, just to say that, because a lot of people are asking me, oh, did you guys make a trilogy? Is it all over? Come on, Alex, are you stopping to work with Vikings? No, of course not.
No more Vikings. But talking about great album, talking about inviting great collaboration like Clementine, something that is very outstanding towards this great new album, I must say, that's a cover artwork. Tell me about this masterpiece created by Stefan Heilemann.
It's really a pleasure for us to work with Heile on our artworks. He's doing this for years now, to work with us. I mean, he works also for Epica, he works for Lindemann from Rammstein, who's doing his solo albums, and he's the graphic guy for him as well. He's also working with a lot of other bands like Camelot and, a lot of other bands which I know, like, for example, band Blood Red was just in the studio. They did also great artwork for them. So, yes, it's fantastic and it's always great. I work out the concept for a new album. Also Atrocity, for example. He was also doing the occult artworks. I have also in mind how the visual side will be, like for the graphics, for the artwork, for the videos and stuff like that. So I'm always in contact with Heile about a new idea, and then we talk about it. How can we bring this idea to life? And it was quite tricky. You see Elina as a Valkyrie, raising up the dead Einherjar to Valhalla, which is, I think, also beautifully done by Heile again. And actually also the rest of the artwork is so splendid. You will see that there's an artbook version coming out where the documentary is on there. There's even a soundtrack of the documentary from Viking Spirit with 10 songs. Wow. Yeah, we work together with Jonah Weingarten, a composer from the US, and it's a very cinematic, blockbuster music for the documentary. It works fantastic. And of course the Last Viking album, and then it's like 60 pages, and that's fantastic artwork, big like a vinyl. It's like a book. It's incredible job from Heile. It looks so awesome.
Alexander, how was the time producing this new album at your Masterstone studio?
Yeah, probably spending most of my time. It's a gift for me to combine this also, like my profession and the band and the music and everything. We are far out. We are like in the nature safety place. There's fields, forest, the lake. It's a perfect surrounding to work for music like this. Like I mentioned, the studio lockdown. So we had our peace here. We were disconnected from modern madness. Let's say that, right? So we could focus on the music. We don't have to go somewhere else or something like that. So for me, that is perfect headquarters for this band and to work here with my bandmates.
You at home?
Actually, yeah, that is my home.
Alexander, what can fans expect from this third and final part of this trilogy, King Harald saga?
Yeah, that's the thing. It isn't a trilogy. Like I said, I don't know exactly where it comes from. It's just like that we were writing concept albums about Vikings before, like you mentioned, the Vinland Saga, also King of Kings. Yeah, we had a new album with a lot of topics about it, and also, of course, Sign of the Dragonhead. And there you go. On the Sign of the Dragonhead album, actually, there's like continuing a lot of topics from Harald I. And the last song of Sign of the Dragonhead is called Waves of Euphoria. So diehard fans of Lee's Eyes, they could smell out what we're doing next, because this song was already about Harald I. Some people who are very into little hints and secrets, they could find out, are they writing about Hardrada? So yeah, we were doing the concert about him. And I have to say, this is really the most epic Viking saga. It's fantastic. And you know why? Because it's not only happening like, how people think about Vikings, all happening in the north and in this Nordic world. The saga of Hardrada goes like around the globe, you can say, or like the world they know. And that's the thing. That's why Vikings are still so attractive and everything. They left the footprints from Russia to Ireland, across Europe, also Germany, like Haithabu in North Germany was one of the centers for trading and huge center for the Vikings. Very important. So that's the thing, that this saga leads us everywhere. This guy goes from Norway as a young Viking all the way to the land of the Rus, Russia, right? All the way down to Kiev, serving for Yaroslav the king of the Rus Vikings, making a career at the Byzantine Empire, fighting the Saracens encircling, fighting the Bulgarians, fighting in the Mediterranean Sea, fighting in the desert, let's say, all the way down to Jerusalem. He made missions and stuff like that, becoming a war hero, and also having, like in a kind of Game of Thrones, let's say, scenario, the Empress is falling in love with him. He rejects her. She puts him into prison. He gets out of the prison, taking his gold, crossing the chain of the Golden Horn, which was like a huge chain of iron to destroy ships, but he made it over, escaping to the Black Sea and going back to the land of the Rus and marrying the Russian princess. What a story. And going back to Norway, becoming king of Norway, fighting for the Danish crown, and then finally going to England and fighting for the crown of England against Harald Godwinson, but then getting killed. 1066, when Hardrada was killed by an arrow in his neck, the Viking age was over. Can you believe that?
Believe me, when I read that, yes, this is the finale, I said, what? I mean, Liv's Eyes are not going to be playing any Viking folk metal no more.
No. It's just the end of that story, but not the end of Norse mythology in our music, and not the end for me to be connected with Vikings at all. So, no worry, guys. It will be all fine.
Alexander, to continue the end part of this interview, yes, the band album, The Last Viking, is available now on different platforms, normal CD, digipack, vinyl in different colors, DVDs. How do you see the fans are reacting to these so far?
And actually, what I heard, how you say, the nerds for vinyls, they cannot have enough colors, which is quite interesting. Yeah, I mean, what you said already with the artwork and with the production and this massive story and this huge impact, what we have like with the DVD and the Viking Spirit documentary. The fans get really the full package here. And the soundtrack on top of it all. Come on, that is really a big effort of work. And now people were asking me already, I made an interview for a huge magazine over here, and they say, how the hell you want to top this? And I said, I don't even think about it, because then probably I will age 10 more years or something like that. It's not about that. It's just now for that release. Like I said, blood, sweat and tears. It was over when we have this final result. And I think the fans will see that. They will listen that in our music. They will see that on the movie we did. They will see the videos, and they hopefully gonna like it all. We're really, especially in these times, very happy that we can bring out something like that, and that we get a lot of great feedbacks in the moment from all that's worldwide. That's just amazing.
Alexander, you mentioned just now that the band has returned. I must return to this great metal cruise. There's a great luxury vessel. I'm talking about the 70 tons of metal. You guys have returned this year. How was the trip this time? I mean, compared to the 2018 one?
I have to say I enjoyed it a lot. It was fantastic. Now it was the only 2 shows we played this year at the 70K cruise. Yeah, that's really wow. Yeah, I can tell you this was also very special, because I was also hosting the All-Star Jam. I did this before, like when we were with Atrocity the year before. And this year I was hosting that together with Simone Simmons, who was from Epica, so it was really cool. And there was Kronos was there, Gary Holt was there, Michael Schenker, like metal legends. And it was a great thing to host that. We had fantastic shows, I have to say. A lot of people, like it's a big metal family there. A lot of people know me, of course. So that's really great to meet everyone. Like, I don't know, 24, 5, I don't know how many countries people coming from, or probably much more countries, sorry. So I think it's amazing, like, to meet everyone there. Now, was it 74 countries? No idea. Whatever. Yeah, it was great. And and if this would not be enough, I was also having this Viking workshop on board. So we were the first Vikings fighting on a cruise ship, actually on a glass bridge with steel weapons. Yeah, we were holding a lecture about like the Viking weapons and the history, but the Norse mythology and in the connection with the Liv's Eyes band as well. It was really cool, and a lot of people liked it a lot, and yeah, great adventure. I'm up for it. We'll do it again.
If I'm not wrong, the band will be at this great festival. It was scheduled to be held this year, but now it's switched to 2021. I'm talking about the one here in Bavaria. Great festival. I attended as well a couple times. I'm talking about Summer Breeze and Dinkelsboel. Yes, this year it was supposed to happen. I mean, great lineup with bands like Amon Mart, Within Temptation, Ailstorm, Opeth, Dark Funeral, Encypherium, and so many great bands, including you. I mean, what can fans expect to see you? I mean, back? You're going to be returned to Summer Breeze, if I'm not wrong. Yes, what else will the band be doing in support of this new album, this coming 2021?
Yeah, the thing is, with the festivals, we don't know exactly if they will go on as normal, let's say, next year. We have to wait and see. Let's hope it will be all okay, that we can go out and play again as soon as possible, I hope, but also for the festival promoters and everyone involved, a tricky situation. And for us, it was, of course, a big bummer. Like I said, the Summer Breeze would have been our release show with Pyros, Vikings on stage and everything. I just hope that we can do it next time. It's possible. Yeah, we're also planning, of course, to do tours. Our European tour is now scheduled for in 1 year. In October, November, and I think in January as well in 2022. Unbelievable to say that. And also for the US, we are planning to come back in 2022. And yeah, Russia, Japan, Australia was all like on the table. Or Mexico, we had a show in Mexico with Arch Enemy together, a very big one in Mexico City. This is delayed on whenever it will be postponed to. We have to wait for that as well. It was combined with an MMA championship, so a great event.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. We're also waiting for the UK. There's like a huge festival and they want us there connected with Vikings and stuff like that. But, you know, in the moment, we can only hope that the situation gets better, that promoters are still able to lift festivals up to that what it was before COVID-19. You know what I mean? So there will be probably a little bit, when they start again, a little bit different approach, how people go there. I guess also a lot of people will maybe be very cautious to know when things going back, right? But also careful what to pick, what they're going to do. When situation is safe, when everything is fine again, I think it will be fantastic to meet everyone again. I mean, we can't wait and we are ready to go. I just can repeat myself, you know, we also miss everyone.
Alexander, I want to thank you very much to have made this interview possible. And I want to hand you over the microphone of Madam Messiah Radio for you to invite all your friends, all your fans to support the bands, to buy the band's previous albums, which are great albums, all of them. And not to forget about this upcoming masterpiece, The Last Viking, which will be released this coming October 23rd, 2020 via this prestige label AFM Records. Alexander, I'm kindly asking you to say hello to Elina for me, say hello to Thorsten, Micki, and Joris for me.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be on the show. And yeah, I have to say, fantastic interview. We took our time, right? So I hope everyone is pleased about it, listen to it, and I like this conversation. We just take our time and talk about it.
Alexander, I wish you all the best with this great new album, The Last Viking, and I'm hoping, as you said, that the festivals will start and that we can go back, because I go to tours every single year, and to see all of you, to be at all these great festivals in Europe, I'm dying to go back on the road, to be on the fields. I must say that once again, I want to thank you for giving us a great show, this great festival you have done in 2018. I attended the Wacken Open Air. What a great show Livzai has given.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, I really have to thank everyone out there, all the supporters, all the fans, and our friends. Yeah, I hope that we can give you something back with that album in this madness, in these times we are all living in. Check out The Last Viking. Maybe it's a good good thing to dive into the world of Vikings together with us and having a great time with our music and with our Viking Spirit documentary. And I tell you, the Last Viking is not the last word about Vikings in the Liv's Ice history, all right?
Okay, Alexander, the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio is all yours to thank whomever he wants to thank.
Thank you, first of all, for the interview. Thank you to Metal Messiah Radio. And I think I have met someone here which is really prepared for this interview with all kinds of questions. We had a lot of fun. Big shout out to all our friends and fans out there. We hope you stay safe. Listen to The Last Viking and watch the Viking Spirits. And we hope that you have a great time with that. And we can give you something positive in this mad world we are living at the moment. We miss you all. We hope that we can go back on the road as soon as possible. Yeah, and also with everyone working in the scene, the crew, the festival promoters, the labels and everyone. I know it's a hard time. We have to stick together. The metal family sticks together and we will breaking through this. We will make it and we see us all on the road again. I'm pretty sure it will be over and then we're looking into great times on the road again. Yeah, since then, I hope you will have a great time in listening to our music.
Okay, Alexander, like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.